Yo guys, what is up? What's going on? You're probably seeing double here right now because I've got my WRX behind me and my friend Steven's WRX over there. And the reason Steven's here is because we're going to be installing the Seicane 7.1 Android head unit onto his 2015 WRX. So let's go take a quick look at the head unit and then we're going to get started with the install. Alright, so this is it.
1 year warranty.
Nice, 1 year warranty card.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Take off the plastic there. Nice, yeah, it's like one whole seamless head unit.
Yep.
Takes all the trim even from your HVACs and your vents. That looks very nice.
HVAC controls.
Nice.
Looks pretty standard, just all the plugs for everything.
All the ports in the back there. And then you got all your wiring included.
There. USB extensions. Part of the harness looks like the antenna for like the radio. More power. Bracket, I'm guessing we probably don't need it. It looks like the GPS antenna.
Nice.
Yeah, so let's get installing. So we kind of took this pry tool at the top here and we're kind of separating this top piece. And if you can see here, there's about 4 tabs at the top that we're just releasing. Should all just, okay. Looks like there's a few connections. One at the top here for that hazard light. Alright, so we got the factory bezel out. Guessing we gotta transfer all the controls over to the new one. So yeah, we gotta take out the vents, take out the HVAC controls, and then yeah, we'll transfer it over to the new unit. But yeah, pretty easy to take this out. Just start with the top, take out these clips, then start prying on the side with your pry tools, and then everything pops out, and then you have 2 connectors at the top, and then 1 connector at the bottom you need to take out. Start with the HVAC controls, I guess. Looks like there's 4 screws holding it in. So I took these switches out. They go out of here. All I did is just go in pretty easy. You just push them in and out. Once you have them, set them aside because you're gonna need them. Now these vents are the tricky part. There's 4 tabs, 2 at the bottom and 2 at the top that they go into vents. So I don't know, it's a little tricky to get them out, but kind of just worked them at a corner at a time with the screwdriver. Pried it up and then I kind of pushed it back out, so I just lifted the corner out and I just went around until they popped on out. Starting to remove the head unit now. It looks like there's maybe 4 screws holding it in. Bottom here. Maybe there's 6. We'll see. Yep, 6 screws.
Little bracket.
Little bracket. We'll see if we need that one.
I'm not sure if we will.
Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, and there's
Nice.
plug right there, plug right there.
Take everything.
There you go, the old unit's out. Take everything out. Now we're just left with a bunch of plugs here and everything should be plug and play.
Yeah.
See?
Straightforward, just connectors, which is nice. What was it, like older cars you had to always like cut and splice and add another connector?
Yeah, well you usually get like an adapter piece that
Yeah.
goes from this main harness, because this should have all your speaker wires.
Yeah.
And adapt your head unit, but this head unit's plug and play, so it should have everything already. So you got the Android head unit here, and we're starting to put together all the pieces that came from the factory onto this bezel. And one of the things we noticed is that the vents are not made for this. So I don't know, maybe it's hard to see, but if you look at the tabs here on the OEM unit on the top, you can see these are pretty narrow and then a little bit wider, where these are kind of wide all the way around. So this unit probably only fits the 16 plus units and doesn't fit the 15 exactly. So I think we can make it work still, but I mean, doesn't really, I can put this one unit in, and with one tab, and it'll work. But I mean, you do have this gap at the bottom because these vents are big. Yeah, I can close the vent all the way. Yeah, I can close that. Kind of. It still closes, but I mean. Alright, so we put the HVAC controls back in using the 4 screws. Put the 2 buttons in, and we'll probably do the vents after because they don't fit very good, so we'll start doing the wiring now. Alright, so this unit comes with 2 different sets of power cables. One looks like a Toyota, and the other one's like a Subaru Nissan, so we can probably just throw this one to the side because we're not going to need it. So all we really need for this is we just plug this into the factory cables here. Ta-da!
So those are just the USB cables. You get 2 of them, which is nice. And then there's the microphone cable, which we've run through here up to here, and then we're gonna tuck that in and then connect it right to here as well. So we've got USB and mic, GPS antenna set up, running over to the unit.
Just run a little zip tie in there.
Yeah, and then the main power cord, and that's pretty much it. All the other wires you don't really need. There's some wires on the back here for like the e-brake and the reverse, which is if you were getting a separate harness to change the reverse camera to set up on this unit, because you can do that. But on the 2015s, that doesn't work because the head unit has the camera up top there.
So we don't need to change anything.
So we're not going to change it or anything like that, but you can get harnesses external that adapt to this.
It does come with a harness for the video in that came with the unit.
Yeah, and you can put like a DVD player if you wanted. You would need to put the brake somewhere to connect it because you're only supposed to watch videos while your brake stopped.
Or you just ground it.
Just
all
tap
the time,
this to something.
So
yeah.
you can watch it all the time.
Anywhere, yeah, exactly. And then this FM plug we're not going to use because there's already an FM plug in the car down here that's connected to the actual like shark fin antenna that we'll use.
Yeah. So connected back the HVAC controls back into the unit, and now I'm going to connect the other 2 things. So balancing act here.
Tight fit, but get it all plugged back in. Right, so we just finished up getting the unit back into place. It was a little bit of a challenge to get the whole thing pushed back in, but you do kind of just have to give it a good push to get it in there. Make sure you start with the bottom to get these clips into place, and then kind of work your way up and to the top, getting that pushed in. You don't want a big gap or anything like that around the top, and so after, it took us a little bit, we kind of had to play with it and wedge it in there, and it finally got in there nice and snug, and now it looks really slick. The actual screen size is pretty big, man. Like, it looks bigger than even mine.
Yeah, it's nice.
It looks like you have a whole computer sitting right here, dude. It's huge. So the moment of truth, let's start it up, dude. Let's see if it works.
Is it coming?
There we go.
There we go.
Huh. Nice.
What? You got a cross track?
Yeah, just today he put that in.
Stock ones. Well, you know,
it's awesome.
The stock Subaru bulb.
Yeah, these apps look sweet. There's like, they look like the Apple logos actually, like the music and video. That's all from iPhone.
It's all from iPhone.
But it's an Android, right?
Yeah, it's an Android. It's an Android head unit.
Can this work? The maps? Is that the same thing?
Google Maps, but we can download whatever navigation program we want.
But will it work without Wi-Fi and stuff? Yeah, because we use that GPS antenna, right?
Yeah, but we'll have to download a specific.
Oh. Alright, so we managed to get the navigation to work. We're actually using the the head unit's like built-in nav. I think it's called iGo.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet actually. It looks really good. But just yeah, playing around with it here so far, it looks really nice. It's very smooth and it feels seamless. Like definitely you can go right across and it's smooth. It doesn't lag behind or anything, which I wasn't sure if it would or not. And then you can go to your music or your radio, which all works with the FM plug we put in the back. Alright, so we just finished up with the install. It overall took us like what, about an hour to do?
Yeah,
about an hour, and that was with kind of messing around with some of those vents that wouldn't fit perfectly.
And they're hard to get out.
And they're hard to get out, and the HVAC control was kind of difficult to get in. So it definitely is a little bit of a challenge to install in terms of fitment. And maybe that's because they're putting it into a 2015 WRX, and I think the bezels are just like, everything's like a millimeter difference, I guess, from the 2016 WRX. But we've got it in place. It looks really good. So yeah, what's your first impressions on it so far, man?
The only thing that's really difficult about it, or kind of an eyesore, is the vents, because they don't line up in the holes.
Yeah.
So it's definitely made for the 16 vents. So if I got the 16 vents, it'd probably be a little bit better. But they still function perfectly. It's just a little bit of an eyesore. But other than that, everything fits really good. Went together okay. The head unit seems to be really good so far. I need to do more testing with it, but overall I'm pretty happy with it. Like, yeah, it looks very, if you look, like, it really transforms the look of the car and makes it a lot more modernized. Like, having this integrated unit, it just brings out the clean look and everything, so I'm really happy with it. I like it. Alright guys, so that's it for this install video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. We'll try our best to answer them. Again, this head unit is from Seicane. I think that's how we pronounce it. I'll have a link down below in the description as where you can purchase this if you're interested in it. It's pretty sweet, it looks really good, and it's not a bad price. I think it's around like 400 US for the whole entire thing, which is nice, or maybe even less than that. But yeah, check out the link below if you would like to pick one up. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and as always, I hope you're having a great day or night, whatever it is where you are.